Thank you, Mr. President. This statement is made in consultation with Minority Rights Dominica, who works on the subject of human rights and sexual orientation and gender identity. We want to express our disappointment with the response given by the government of Dominica to the recommendations made on issues of sexual orientation and gender identity, specifically about the laws that discriminate against lesbian, gay, bisexual and trans people in the country. The decisive treatment of this recommendation perfectly illustrates the lack of response to human rights abuses on grounds of sexual orientation and gender identity in Dominica. The government has failed to respond to any of the concerns raised on these grounds, and LGBT people are invisible and continue to suffer from taunting, bullying, and physical and mental abuse in their communities. These abuses are encouraged by the government's refusal to repeal the anti-buggery law. We are also disappointed that the government does not effectively respond to complaints on human rights abuses against the LGBTI people. They are told to convert from being homosexual, lesbian or bisexual to being heterosexual. They are threatened with psychiatric treatment to cure their mental illness, and in worst cases to send them to prison for up to 10 years. This situation should be changed in Dominica. We therefore call on the government to take the following measures: remove the anti-buggery laws from the legislation of Dominica, create a human rights institution that would look at human rights complaints in the country, undertake an investigation on the status of LGBT community in Dominica to assess their situation in relation to fundamental human rights, and to improve, where necessary, their current situation on the island, bringing together government institutions, LGBT organizations and NGOs. Ensure training for the law enforcement officers to be sensitized to the fact that LGBT people are to be treated with dignity and are due their rights, equal rights. Thank you, Mr. President.